Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Beyond the Stethoscope. Today we are doing the third episode of Above and Beyond. Today is a bright sunny day outside and we have our lovely guest Jess with us, who is an occupational therapist. Hello Jess,
Hello,
welcome to the
thank you
podcast.
very much for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. So Jess, can you please tell us what you do and what is your work like?
Yeah, so I am a clinical specialist occupational therapist, and I work on the acute medicine team.
Mhm.
And we cover 14 or so, let's say. We sometimes get given more wards at across the Leicester Royal Infirmary and the Leicester General Hospital.
Mhm.
And we see a diverse range of patients who've come in with many different things, and our role primarily looks at supporting those patients on discharge home from hospital. So we're looking at things such as mobility, transfers, whether they have any additional equipment needs for home, whether they've got any additional care needs. And if those patients can't return home, then we're making onward referrals to things such as the community hospitals for rehab, or deciding whether they need to go to a care home.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think you do a lovely job sending our patients home fit. So, can you please tell us, for our members as well, to find out what is the difference between an occupational therapist and a physiotherapist in just simple words so that our people watching can understand?
A physiotherapist focuses primarily on muscle strength, on mobility, on exercise. Within acute hospitals, you may find physios working within respiratory services as well. And as occupational therapists, we focus more on function. We focus on activities of daily living. And when we say occupation, that's what is important to somebody. So that might be something as small as brushing their teeth or having a shower, or something bigger like going out into the garden and doing some gardening. I think it would be unfair of me not
Mhm.
to mention that within acute hospitals, that line is a lot more blurred.
Yeah.
And I think definitely you'll see on medical wards the roles of physio and OTs are very, very similar, and we support each other very, very closely.
Mhm.
So I think lots of the time people don't know the difference between us, but that is what is the difference.
I get it. So, can you please tell us that you also worked along the lines of community for cancer people? You had a project at the community. Can you elaborate on it?
Yeah, so I was very, very fortunate to be able to get a secondment within the oncology service at the
Mhm.
Leicester Royal Infirmary, which was sponsored by the East Midlands Cancer Alliance. This was for a year, and it was myself and a physiotherapist. We set up a brand new service, and what the premise of this was any patients who had been on the oncology and haematology wards who had been identified with ongoing therapy needs on discharge to their home, rather than the standard referral over to the community therapy teams. We then saw those patients to provide specialist oncology and haematology therapy input at home, and to allow those patients to be seen within 48 hours of discharge. We looked at things such as fatigue management, breathlessness, and then also other goals such as outdoor mobility, um, being able to return to doing the stairs, bathing, and those aren't things that primarily we can look at when somebody's in hospital.
Oh, brilliant. So, you brought therapy home to cancer patients.
Yeah,
Is it still
absolutely.
working?
Unfortunately, not. So the project was funded for a year,
Hmm.
like I say, through the East Midlands Cancer Alliance, and we gathered loads of data, which was showed some really great outcomes. But unfortunately, the funding wasn't able to be extended
That,
after a year, so it had to stop.
okay, that's sad to learn. So, UK is one of the countries where we focus on therapy before we discharge patients home. Uh, how do you explain or to say that it is more important?
So I think it's a prevalent problem across hospitals across the UK that Patients come into hospital with a baseline level of mobility, of function, um, and they come into hospital and they decondition. Those routines that they have day to day are lost. Um, the opportunity to be independent is sometimes taken away from them, and that is due to staffing levels on the ward, a level of education regarding deconditioning, and
Hmm.
that's where our roles as therapists come in and are really important. We can advocate for those patients to be mobilising on the ward, to be getting out of bed, to be maintaining those activities which they're able to do independently, and be seeing those patients before they go home, being able to put the right things in place to hopefully then prevent readmission to hospital.
That's wonderful. So we try to make sure that they are back to their baseline, which they came from before coming to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I also know that all your colleagues, especially the junior ones, are very fond of you. And we really appreciate that whoever we refer to, you take up very actively and work on the patients,
Mhm.
right? I see that you are going above and beyond in that. And what makes you do that?
I think that for patients, I think we can all acknowledge that a hospital is a really busy environment and they get seen by lots of people every day. And potentially, we are some of the first people as therapists who are able to give them more time. We're asking kind of questions outside of the medical issue that they've presented with.
Brilliant.
And I have always wanted to be the person who makes the patient feel heard, um, feel like I advocate for my patients. And even though sometimes I can't always do everything that they are asking of me, or due to limited resources, we can't give them everything that they potentially need.
Hmm.
I want to be that person who, that when they reflect on their hospital experience, they feel like the occupational therapist that was involved did everything that they possibly could to make it as safe as possible for me. And then I try and emulate that to my juniors
Hmm.
and the team that I work with. I know that I've worked with people who've really inspired me by the way they work, how they lead a team, how they support people, and how they treated me. And I would just like to continue doing that for the people that I work with.
Brilliant, brilliant. So, Jess, can you please tell us a few lines on NHS and UHL, which you and I are a part of?
Yeah, so I think the NHS, it's a great privilege to work for a service that is accessible and free for all people, um, despite the challenges that ourselves who work in the NHS every day face. And I think if I'm thinking about the team that I work with, we're a team who've constantly faced challenges, especially over the past year, with things such as staffing, additional wards, and not so much additional capacity and staff. But we continuously strive for better patient care, to improve our service, to make changes to be the best we can possibly be, but also to enhance staff well-being and make people feel that they work at a place where they are valued. And I think that's a really great thing.
That is gorgeous. Whatever you do, you help our patients
Thank you.
and you do a wonderful job. Thank you. So, it's just a small
Thank you very much.
token of gift to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching the episode. Stay tuned. There are further episodes coming in. There are more wonderful people who would be joining us for further episodes on Above and Beyond. So, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned on LinkedIn as well. Thank you.